What's up, y'all? Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Let's say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
Pull out the card, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like that.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
And a happy Monday it is. I am excited to be on with y'all today. Woo, it's been 14 days since we've been around y'all, but listen, there's been a lot going on in these streets, and I got everybody in the buildings. Gentlemen, madam, what is up, everybody?
Good
all
Monday,
in our
good Monday.
places. Yes, sir. Good to see y'all. Everybody doing all right?
Good.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, I done told y'all I got if we ain't coming on because somebody wasn't here, and so we ain't gonna say no names. But yeah, so she wasn't here, and again, she grown. So she go where she want to go. We ain't doing that, but we here now, so she's back, and so good to see everybody. Always, thank you so much. There she is. Hey, Carl, good to see you.
What up, CC?
Glad you can make it today. Appreciate you for joining us. All right, so listen, I'm not gonna waste time because I'm always on Kenny's dime. So listen, this talking point tip jar. If we say something you like, please feel free to share. The Cash Apps are at the bottom, and they're still the same, and we love it. We appreciate it. We need to do better this year than we did last year. How about we gonna try to do that?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But listen, we got to keep up with these politics. Y'all, I can't address everything, so I'll just say it as a general statement. Anxiety is up. And there has been hundreds of that. What'd you say, Carol? She said you're not saying any names, but yes.
Yeah.
She
You
looked
caught that,
guilty.
didn't you, CC? You caught it, didn't you?
She looked guilty. So listen, y'all, anxiety is up and unemployment is too. And since we've been gone, there has been tens of thousands of people who have been fired. And so, Black, you paid attention to what's going on. What you thinking about all these firings and unemployments that's happening?
Well, it's never, you don't ever want to celebrate somebody losing their job. And that's being as real as can be. It's hard out here in these streets, we know. Having said that, this man is following through on the mandate that he said he would, the Prop 2025. It's just amazing to me how you don't believe fat meat is greasy until you see it sizzling. And so we hear all these expressions. And the one that come to mind is, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, man, and chickens come home to roost. You see, when ideologically they thought he was in office and he preached about America going back and being great again, his groundswell of forces, they imagined this would only affect us, the Black and the brown people. In their stupidity and they haste to put him back on that perch, they don't have the common sense that it takes to recognize, folks, Black people only make up 13-14% of the population. Yep. Who the hell you think it really is going to be the ones that's going to suffer the most when the smoke clears? So in that sense, as my brother on the bottom say, I'm going to keep walking my feet.
Yes, sir. Sister, I'm going to ask you just like this. As it relates to our statement here on this show, classism is always more dangerous than racism. And these fools just found out what that really mean, because again, all y'all getting it. All y'all, and now y'all mad because we told y'all, and you thought y'all meant something to him. Y'all know he on his 5th marriage, so he ain't thinking about y'all. I mean, come on, man. Listen. I have never known a man to bankrupt a casino. So what in the way y'all think he finna do with this country? I mean, what say you, sister?
I'm glad you said that, because that's what I feel. I feel this is a classism thing and not a racism thing. Yeah. It's only affected us brokies. Everybody who's, making a significant amount of money a year, it's really not bothering them. But what's funny is the brokies, meaning everybody who makes, less than $400,000 a year, are the ones who had to vote for him, because those individuals make up a very, very, very small percentage of the population. But they, for some reason, thought they were different, and they thought eggs were going to be $2 by now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's affecting Social Security. My mom was saying that Medicare things have changed as far as medications being, some meds no longer being free. Like, there are so many people that are being affected by it that are just the regular smegular people. And I'm not going to lie, it's kind of petty, and I know it's wrong. But I enjoy seeing someone who voted for Trump, getting on the internet to talk about their regrets. It just soothes me a little bit. Makes me feel better.
Not soothes. My goodness.
Man,
oh, wow. Now listen,
I couldn't have said it better.
Let me ask you this, because we were gonna call them. We're gonna keep them receipts about that gas. It ain't going down yet, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's going up actually.
So I'm just telling y'all, we got all year for this. So y'all just hold on, because we ain't done. So my brother Kenny, let me ask you this: there has been plenty of people that have done this, but a man comes to mind by the name of Plexico Burress. He is infamous for putting that gun in his pocket, going to that club and shooting himself in the leg.
Right.
We got a lot of injured Trump supporters today because they have literally shot themselves in the foot for pulling this stunt that they did. So, brother, what you think about these fools shooting themselves in the foot?
Now, you know good well you didn't have to ask me that. You know how the hell I feel about it. I could give a rat's you know what about how they feeling right now. I'm like my sister David over there. I kind of get a little entertainment by going on social media and reading all the woe is me and I can't believe he did this and what did I do? Oh my God, I lost it all. You know what? I just sit back and say, let me go walk my fish and fly my dog.
That's it.
I am so unbothered.
Yes.
They better learn that Good Times anthem, Ken. They better go learn how to stand in the sideline with everybody else.
Right, what? Exactly.
And can't nobody think of that last one they be saying, hanging in the chucking in the
hanging in the child line. No,
hanging in the child line.
That's it. Y'all finna find out what child is. Somebody gonna be ringing that ding, 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 ding. That's it. Y'all gonna come and get it, baby. Again, we don't mean no harm, but we will not act as though we did not tell y'all so. Oh, okay. She said it, but I'm just telling y'all, we're just gonna call a spade what a spade is, and so hopefully y'all learn y'all lesson, because what this says to y'all is that you all have put racism, which has been so important to you that you didn't even understand that you about to choke yourself out.
That's right.
And so that's a shame. You hate people so much that you were really to go through this, but you didn't even know how much it's gonna hurt you.
Yep.
And so again, it's cool. We here, and so it is what it is. But I'm gonna keep the train going because y'all think we lying. So here it is. I watched that little SNL 50th special, and again, this is the thing. I've made this statement many times before, and they've tried to take my words and spin it in a way to act as though I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you once again. White people, especially rich white people, don't like to be embarrassed. And I just never understood that. See, black people, we will do the embarrassing before you try to embarrass us. But for some reason, y'all don't like being embarrassed. And point taken, because here's the thing. Did y'all see the SNL 50th special?
I just saw the clip of the Black Jeopardy.
Okay, fantastic. And so here's my thing here, right? Because again, everything was funny about the black names, about the colloquialisms, all the funny things, that the talking ignorant, right? Until Tom Hanks got up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why is it so funny until Tom get there, because everybody is pretending to what is it, art imitating life. That's all we were doing, right? But it wasn't funny when Tom started doing it, imitating life, which was the fact that y'all was mad because he had on a MAGA hat and he talking ignorant and he talking about how much he support Trump. He's not making something up. It's no different than what y'all was laughing at about the black folks. But we have to sit and take it. But y'all get mad and want to have an issue with him. I don't understand. So again, Black, I'll start with you again. The whole skit was funny because when the whites start talking, they talk about how Tom just bombed it. It went downhill.
Right.
Did it? I mean,
Not
Black, how you got what you see? I know we're gonna get in.
No, well, so again, yeah, I did see that particular skit, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was accurate. I thought it was spot on.
Right.
And he owned it. Having said that, Saturday Night Live is a microcosm for what happens in society anyway. It's been around for 50 years because it literally brings to Saturday night a microcosm of what's happening in our society. And this is indicative to me of where white people feel they are now. They truly that because of his second term in office, that they, in a way, they think he's elevated all of them to a status. And to your point, Brenton, they feel like, whites too should fall in line and let us be the butt of jokes and things like that. And it's happening, and this is translating in real life. Over the last 6 weeks, every time I run errands, I'm having to curse a white son of a bitch out. And I had to curse this skinny white bitch out, and I told her, F you and your little dog, I'll F you both. Because I ain't the one.
Wow. Okay, Kitty. Again, it's the what makes a joke funny is when it flirts the line between reality and fantasy, or exaggerating the reality. All he was doing was exaggerating the reality, but he is imitating somebody he has seen, and so I don't know why it wasn't funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was exaggerating it, Brother Brenton. I think he was spot on. I mean, it was what it was. A spade is a spade.
So
the normal MAGA supporters, the average MAGA supporter is Tom Hanks. The character that he played on Black Jeopardy, and that's real talk. You know what I mean? So, sometimes, I always say that, sometimes you got to be able to laugh at yourself. But what's funny about that is what you said, Brother Brendan, that a lot of mayonnaise folks, they don't like when they the butt of jokes. They like to be entertained by us and see us do that. But when we put the spotlight on they people, there you go. So, they need to get out their feelings. It is what it is. So.
Kerr, he's drinking today, just so you know. So y'all just be prepared.
Leave what the dog do.
Right. I got my notepad. He is, but
that reminds me of that episode of Coming to America when they had the chalk line for the dog, and he said that's a damn shame what they did to that dog.
All right. Again, sister, at this point, and what I mean by the exaggeration, the show in its entirety, it's meant to sometimes exaggerate the characters.
Parody, be a parody.
Yes, sir. Gotcha. And so again, but I guess sister, did it hit too close to home? Maybe.
Have y'all ever seen like the recordings from some of the y'all know there are some reporters who find like the dumbest, lowest class of the MAGA supporters and interview them? I think he did them too good to be. If y'all have heard, well, I guess some of y'all had if you've seen them. If you would just hear some of the things that they say, where I love it when reporters. Right. They're just white and proper, and they seem like they're being professional, but we know looking that they're just trying to make the biggest fool out of them, and they do just that. They make the biggest fool out of themselves, and some of the real ones are more funny than that one, but I thought it was hilarious.
100%.
I did too.
We laugh about ourselves all the time.
We do.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's the thing. And I'll be honest, those type of people, I don't mind engaging, because they're being their genuine self. It's you other ones that pretend to be something that you're not, but you voted for the same reason, and now y'all gonna actually end up looking like him after he get through for these 4 years is over with. Now y'all gonna be the very thing that y'all didn't want us laughing at. But we'll see. It's all good. But like I said, we told y'all, and so now y'all gonna have to deal with yourself about how you feel about people that are not your color. Classism over racism. So again, thank you, Tom Hanks, for bringing that to our attention, because they didn't like it, and so we don't care. So,
right.
All right, brother Kenny, man, it's too much out here to talk about, so I don't know where you're headed, but
yeah, I was going to talk about Steve Smith Sr. Getting blasted by Mr. Tony Martinez, him running post routes on his wife. Going deep on his wife, but we're not going. I thought maybe Lady D would want to go to that one, but she didn't choose.
I was going to, but it was sports, so I was like, let me mind my business.
But I had to check. I had to check a couple of commenters on that story because they had to come at me on TikTok. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yes. But what we're talking about is betting, sports betting. Do you guys bet? Any of you guys? Did you bet?
Not really.
On sports? Anybody?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to do the DraftKings, and then I went from using it to I just invested in it because it's gonna hit big when they get there.
Well, the one state that's definitely not wanting it is the great state of Texas, but there is a bill in both chambers now that are looking to maybe make legal sports betting, make it legal in Texas as well as casinos. As far as the money that's made off of sports betting, last year $13.7 billion was made off of sports betting in revenue, and that was up from 25.4% from 2023. Now, sports betting is legal in most states except two of the most populated states, California and Texas. It's not legal in legal sports betting. It's not legal in California nor in Texas. So Texas is trying to take another run at it, making sports betting legal as well as casinos. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because the Dallas Mavericks, if you don't know, they are owned by a family that owns casinos in Vegas.
Right.
And that is one of the things that they're pushing for, is to get casinos in Texas. So, and we all know that they still dealing with some PR fallout over the trading of Luka Doncic. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I just want to ask you guys, especially my Texas residents, I'm going to start with you, Lady D. You live here in Texas with me and Brenton. Do you ever see this state ever making sports betting legal?
I think so, because I definitely hear a lot of people wanting to vote for like the big resorts and the casino resorts to come to Texas. And if you think about it, when I lived in my hometown, I spent a lot of time. Sometimes I drive our way to Shreveport, Louisiana, just to go to the boat. And then now where I live, we would drive all the way to Oklahoma. And if I think about it, I have tried for years to just book a room at one of the nicer casinos in Oklahoma. I can't even book a room on the weekend. I can only book a room like Tuesday through Thursday, because the room are reserved for like the big gamers, or you have to book out so many like months, 6. I think once I tried to book like 7 months, still could not find a room, y'all, on the weekend. It was that crazy. So if I think about the amount of money that's lost by me not doing something that simple, I don't understand why. I mean, we pretend to be the Bible Belt. Come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Hot Wheels act like he too good for as far as his Christian values and all of that. But I know better. When I really feel like the people that are local will vote for a casino. I like the idea because I see jobs. When I hear casino, I see jobs for people.
And you went to a question. I'm glad you brought that up, Lady D. I'm gonna ask Brenton. I know 2 states that wouldn't be happy about it happening if Texas make it legal as far as casinos. That is Louisiana and Oklahoma. The majority of their visitors are from this state to go play at the casino. So in that sense, do you think Texas was look at it and say, you know what? Let's keep some of that revenue here at home. Let's go ahead and make this thing happen. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I follow it quite often. Again, I look at politics. And here's the thing about Texas. We have over $100 billion of surplus. And I say, I may be exaggerating the number, but we have so much surplus as far as money that we have. We don't need it, and that's what the problem is with those who oppose it. They say we don't need it, so why we need to bring it? And until we need it, they don't want to move forward with it. But again, that we're talking about money and power. And so again, with Mark Cuban moving, out the way so that woman from Vegas can come, and she's a Republican. Yeah, somebody will end up moving. Somebody who got enough money will get mad enough, and then they'll make enough noise, and then it'll be here. But that's the reason why, because Texas don't need the money. And that's just all they're doing. So other than that, it ain't got nothing to do with, like you said, it ain't got nothing to do with his religion. Because if we was broke, if we look like California, I bet they have them here before 2026. But they don't. So that's why we just have too much money in Texas, and they don't need it.
Gotcha. Now on the competition side, Brother Black, you and I, we talk about, you may mention you don't watch the NBA anymore just because of it's just not entertaining. It's not good basketball. Sports betting now has given sports, especially professional sports, and now even college sports. We got Fresno State that's under investigation that 2 of their players may have been betting on their own games. Sports betting has opened up a whole nother rabbit hole for is these sports really legit? What's your thoughts on that point when it comes to sports betting?
Well, again, I've never really been a big user of it, but I'm not against it, to be honest with you. And I don't see it any different as I do gambling at casinos, to be honest. And I'm not a gambler. Me personally, I don't find that a good source of recreation. It's never been my thing. I like the ancillary things that goes along with putting gambling in casinos, the food, the women, congregated in one place makes the hunting grounds easier. So I enjoyed that part of it. But as far as me actually engaging in it, but not only do I think it's gonna happen, I don't think it's an accident that Mark Cuban got out of being the primary owner and sold it to people, because I always feel like the rich have an inside scoop on what's coming down the road.
100%. And
I think they waited with bated breath to see the outcome of this election. And now that it's a reality, I think they already know it's about to happen. And to your point, brother, when you look at the proliferation of money that's being poured into sports and betting, and the salaries increase, the young African Americans are damn sure not going to be the only ones getting rich behind this thing. You have to understand the numbers. If they're willing to pay some of these NBA players, for example, excessive salaries of $50-60 million a year, and that's where we're headed, can you imagine what the owners are projected to make? Because they're always that's going to be peons compared to what's
what they're
out,
making, right?
And so it's coming for sure. And I've seen this same kind of thing happen when I lived in Memphis, and Tunica, Mississippi got gambling, and then West Memphis, Arkansas, and Memphis sat in the middle and lost out, and they've been trying to turn the pyramid into a casino ever since.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. And my thing is, I think the competition now is going to always be in question again. Now that you got professional sports being able to legally bet on it, a lot of people are going to already got these theories out. They don't believe that these sports are true as far as the outcome of these games, that there's, everybody is in cahoots, betting on games. Referees will call games a certain way to make sure, so I think sports, again, I don't have anything against it. I don't do sports betting, but I do know that Texas is coming. I mean, it's probably going to be here. And, 2 constitutional amendments are in. One is in the House right now. One is a Democratic amendment, and another one is a Republican amendment. So they're going to be voting it, I think, in 2026, if I'm not mistaken. So it's coming down the pipeline, and don't be surprised if the Mavericks get a new stadium that's going to be like a casino and all that good stuff, where the old Texas Stadium was, because that's what the rumor is that's where they're looking to put that. So we'll keep you posted on that. So anyway, that's my sports segment.
Man,
Brendan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And again, here's the thing, man. When it comes to it, the all I'm telling you is just don't miss out. I'm not betting my money, but I am investing in DraftKings.
I got you.
Yeah, that's
Smart investment.
it ain't investment advice, but right now it's only $40 a share. So
that's a smart investment.
I got a few tens of them. Yes, sir. Because that thing. Oh, yes, sir. I'm cashing out. So anyway, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, sir, for that. We appreciate it. There will be more to come. Unfortunately, we didn't have no Cowboy news, but it's okay. They don't have much to talk about.
What the hell we need to talk about them for?
I agree. All right. Nope. We don't talk about Scooter Baker, whatever that man is. Shoot him, whatever. It don't matter. Whatever that boy name. All right. Listen. Boycott plan. Apparently, Al Sharpton. I mean, it is decrepit looking self.
He's too skinny.
I want Fat Al back. I don't want skinny.
Yeah, little Al is.
Little Al don't look right. Yeah,
he look like a bobblehead.
Man, it's just anyway. So again, there is this form going around for 24-hour blackout on this coming Friday, the 28th, from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. And they want to boycott Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, no shopping online or in stores, McDonald's, no gas, no major retailers, and they want you to do this for 24 hours. And so people saying, well, go gas up Thursday, get what you need Thursday. And I just said to myself, is it just me? Or is this so you go spend more money on Thursday so you don't spend none on Friday? Doesn't it equal out at the end of the day?
Right.
I'm just like, okay, I gotta ask intelligent people because I'm not getting it. So I don't understand if as a father, if I tell my children you're gonna be punished for 48 hours, are they not gonna be good for 48 hours? Yes. Right. And then what? After 48 hours, what did you tell Debo? I'll start talking again.
Going back to business.
So sister, you got to help me understand. How is this hurting these companies because they're going to boycott for 24 hours?
I don't know. It's dumb. I ain't joining no more damn boycott. I'm over that. Like, I mean, granted, I've been doing good because I had a little bit of an Amazon addiction. That's what I'm gonna say because I think I had a package coming about every 24 to 48 hours. And so I haven't been really buying from them. So could I boycott all those places? Yes, my car is electric. I don't get gas. Like none of that affects me, but I just don't understand the why behind it. I know the point is we're supposed to really financially hurt these companies for 48 hours, but what's 48 hours to $1 billion companies? That's crazy to me.
Kenny, and here's the thing, and that's why, Al, you're looking silly, because this is not what you grew up. John Lewis and them was walking Martin Luther King days, weeks against the bus companies who weren't paying people appropriately or weren't discriminating against the blacks. Right? It was no time limit. We just did it. But see, today, 2025, oh no, we need our convenience. So we're just gonna do 24 hours. Come on, Kenny.
I'm actually gonna do it. I agree with Lady D, and I agree with what you said too. I think the 24-hour thing just doesn't make sense. If we're gonna do it, let's do it. You feel me? Just don't do it for 24 hours. But for me, it's easy. I'm not a big spender anyway. And if I do spend some money Friday, I'm gonna say I'm gonna spend it in black-owned business. And I'm not going to Walmart. I'm not going to Target. I don't shop at Target anyway, so I'm cool on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make it my effort on Friday. If I need something, I'm gonna find a black-owned business and spend my money there on Friday. I can do all that other stuff because I don't really shop Amazon. I don't do all that. But again, I think there's not a real there's not a real plan. I think this is just let's throw it on the wall. Let's throw it on the dart and see what happens. Let's do this. Nah, I don't get this 24-hour thing, but you know what? I'm gonna be a team player. Yeah, I'll do it for 24 hours. Why not? It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
All right, Black. I'm gonna just there's no passion in this for me. Like there's no teeth. There is. I mean, they can wait you out. So again, I hear you. if we're gonna make a change, we got to make a change that lasts.
I agree. I
Not
totally agree
this.
with that.
So I mean, again, I just let you speak to it on your behalf. But again, there's no teeth here. I just don't get it. So again, I'm with Kenny. If you're gonna support the blacks, well, just do it from now on. But you can't. And just go ahead.
So I don't disagree with not one point that's made, but I want to share something with you guys, in my opinion, that opens up your mind to look at it from a different perspective, I hope.
Okay.
I agree with everything that's said, but the reality is, to you guys' point, we aren't in the 60s anymore. The teeth that you're calling for, the commitment and dedication, that's not here. We don't have any black leaders anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a microwave culture. So what makes this truly sad, I'm with Kenny, I have mixed emotions about this. In one instance, you want to ask, well, what will one day do? Let me tell you what one day will do. If nothing else, it will send the resounding signal that our economic power means something. Because I'm going to talk to the family right now. I'm going to talk to us right now. Black people, we spend more disposable income than anybody on the face of the planet. And whether we want to admit it or not, we make others rich. There would be no Calvin Klein and Louis Vuitton and this, that, and the other. And even Cadillac, you don't see Bill Gates and those people driving around in those like we do. We have to own what's new and what's the latest and the greatest and what's this, that, and the other. But unfortunately, Al Sharpton did grow up in that era with Jesse Jackson and them, but you can't expect that of this new generation now.
Yeah,
he couldn't sit together and come together to put a black woman in office to our betterment. We're so divided as a people that we're always going to be fragmented because we won't stand on each other with each other for something as simple as what's in our best interest. And here we are now, weeks removed from the Super Bowl, and it was great to tout the genius of Kendrick Lamar, but I've been asking the question, what now? What did it mean? If it didn't spark a true new revolution, and for us to think that, hey, well, wait a minute, let's see what they're doing, and for us to mobilize, then it didn't really mean all of that much. It was a great moment, and he put up great numbers. And so what this one day does, maybe this is just his way of having to get maybe this mix of younger generations, because people in my age group, the 50s and 60-year-old, we're not the ones getting out there marching now. We're not the ones that can make a difference. We're having to deal with the TikTok generation. And those people, they have the attention span of a fucking fly. And so to expect them to stop, I'm going to stop spending, that's really what he's up against. And so I'm with Kenny in the sense that arbitrarily, I'm going to do it only because it's who I am. I've been divested from these people. See, it didn't take the election for me to open my eyes and recognize what was coming down the pipe. I've been ended my Amazon Prime membership. Do I still buy something? I just ordered something from Amazon Prime the other day. I found a friend who still fuck with him, and hey, let me use your Amazon Prime membership and ship it to my house.
I'm with you, bro.
Sitting right behind me on camera on the bottom. I have over 60 candles because I wasn't willing to pay the price for Bath and Body Works candles. And so what I did, I made one trip to Walmart. I made it count where you pay $26 for a candle at Bath and Body Works. Walmart sells that same candle for $6 or $8. And I bought up some at Kroger's. I built my candle game up because I got to get my freak on. You know what I'm saying? So get what you need. So it's not about, to your analogy at the very beginning, what he's really trying to say is we know you're going to spend. And I think it's unreasonable for me to expect it for you to go a month in the good old days when we did sit-ins and true boycotts. But if we can just show them for one day what it would look like if we was to mobilize. So if I can just y'all gonna buy gas because it's just like we're seeing this, there's a whole generation under 30 saying, you got me effed up. I'm gonna ride this weekend. So what he's saying to them is, if you got to do that, go gas up Thursday night, people. Go to the place, and if not just for one day, maybe for one day, we can give them a moment to pause and just think, what would really happen if we ever really stood together and truly stopped shopping at some of these places? And I'm sad because I don't believe we have the power to do that. But what's sad is if we really did that, this DEI mess that he's got coming down the pike, it wouldn't stand a chance. If we really and truly stood together and think about McDonald's, Walmart, Target, Amazon, Lowe's, some of these places that have folded like a chair, if we stood back and said, you know what, I'm going to patronize the small tool store, the small mom and pop stores, the black businesses, if I want to get my roses, and I'm going to mess with Kroger's instead of Walmart, it would truly make a difference. We just are not, we're not there, folks.
Yeah, we're not tough as nails anymore. We soft as cotton. You know what I'm saying? And we used to pick it. It was harder to pick it then anyway. But I'll say this. In my opinion, number two, Al is taking money from the same people. You can't be the rich and trying to lead the poor. That don't make no sense to me.
But
Like,
but I would say this though, Brother Brenton, it's about the messages. It ain't about the messenger. Think about it from that perspective.
I'm so glad he said that. I'm so glad my brother said that, because that's what keeps driving people to these broke ass churches.
Exactly.
Because they, how many times have I been told, well, the preacher, but they say it's the message. So I kind of have to stand back, because if you're following the messenger, this same person asking you for money and tithes, we ain't gonna go there. But I'm saying, I like what my brother just said. You have to get past Sharpton's credibility is gone.
Right.
He's sold out.
Gone.
His credibility. And unfortunately, we thought some new black youth would rise up and we would have these dynamic speakers. If y'all want to really say something on TFG tonight, where the hell is the voice of Barack Obama through all of this?
Yeah. Valid point.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day.
That's why I said
that's a valid point.
Not that because again, yes, there are spaces for influences, but I don't need none of them to determine what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
That's my point.
Yeah, if you make a difference in your space, well, then that grows.
Right.
So that's for me. So that's my ideology when it comes to what matters. Do whatever you can to deal with your space. And then if we find multiple people doing the same, if we franchise these ideologies and do it in every other space, then we get somewhere.
But again, we're stronger together than we are by ourselves.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with what you're saying. So unity definitely, it
and
makes it a lot stronger.
I call the people in my little sphere, like you said, because I can't reach the masses, but I can talk to my nephews, my nieces, and on a smaller level and say, well, look, just hold back for that day. I know it seems meaningless, but
I mean, it's just, it's like sales, you know what I'm saying? In the different areas where in militia areas where people fighting, they have sales that rise up. Once you take one out, there's another one. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like but anyway, good conversation. I think it's just a perspective, just for give people to think. Fine. If you're gonna do it for 24 hours, I don't agree. Do it, but do something. You know what I'm saying?
Do something. Yeah, there you go. Do something. I feel you on that.
Maybe do it every other 24 hours or something. I don't know. Just switch it up.
I think 24 hours is easy. I think you can do that without thinking about it. Most people don't even shop every day. That's why I was like,
that's what it's
people don't even shop like that anyway.
That's what I was. And I looked at it, I said, anyway, all right, because I feel me getting in my mood. Let me just go on. I'll just keep fighting these preachers because I know my Bible.
You better hurry up for these tax refunds come through.
If they come through.
I'll just be honest. I got mine February 18th, so I'm done.
Yeah, they talk about this government gonna be shut down on Friday.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
What I've been reading.
Yeah, well, we're gonna because the Democrats try again. All right. We'll talk about it more next week. All right, sister. I seen who you're talking about, and so again,
I did too. Oh boy.
And it just nope, they can't put
I ain't seen.
They can't put these water hoses up, can they?
I really was minding my business, and then I realized I needed to make a public service announcement to all you fellas out here slinging ping like confetti. This could be the outcome of it. Exhibit's wife, who is melanin impaired, ex-wife, has filed a new motion in their ongoing divorce battle. This lady says that she can no longer afford to buy luxury clothes for her and her 12-year-old son following their 2021 split. She also says she can't afford the $10,000 a month rent for their four-bath house, and she could no longer live with the same lifestyle that she did when they were together, including being able to pay her car insurance and take long weekend trips. She is asking this man to increase her child support to $1,313 a month, and the spousal support to $21,380 a month. So she's technically wanting $30,000 a month from this man. But apparently his income somehow is $25,000 a month. I didn't know he was balling like that. And he's earning a minimum of $134,000 a month.
Dang.
Because Ken seems to be the nice, reasonable one. Most times.
Yeah.
You be slipping sometimes, kid. You be falling off sometimes. But if you're with a woman for 10, 20 years, let's just say that, and her whole goal, her whole job is to care for you and the family and the household. You decide to divorce her because there's something else shiny and pretty over there. Do you feel that you have an obligation to upkeep this lady's lifestyle, especially if she's raising your child?
Not at that expense, no. I don't think she deserves $30,000 a month. That's ridiculous. What are you doing? What is your occupation? What are your talents and abilities? So no, I don't think so. If we divorce and go our separate ways, really my only obligation is to my child. That's all. You're a grown ass person. You're a grown ass woman. I don't owe you anything. If the court said I got to give you spousal support, yeah, but I don't owe anything but to make sure that my child is well taken care of up until he's 18 and help she or he through college. So no, man, it's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. These all right, these dudes gonna learn. Y'all better go ahead and get it snip. Quit shooting up the club, especially with these. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that alone.
He's about to slip. Look at him.
See, Britton, why do you think any man in their right mind would marry anybody in California just for the spousal support obligation alone after a divorce? And why are we still so quick to create all these kids? If you are broke and you pay $100 a month child support, I ain't talking about you, but I'm talking about the ones that actually got $2 or $3. Why are they still procreating like that? Meaning a lot of the basketball players, football players, et cetera, et cetera. I don't understand why they don't learn. And some of these women that are getting pregnant in Texas are literally moving to states like California because there's no cap on child support.
Yeah. Well, I guess Lee Black, that says it all right there.
I don't know where we're going now. I'm just saying, I'll be honest with y'all. I'll pull the curtain back a little bit for y'all. Again, there is a two-headed monster in every man. There's a two-headed monster in every man. And unfortunately, when you don't control that monster, it can get, again, every man and a lot of women may understand post-nut clarity. That's a real thing. You see Kitty laughing. You see Lee shaking it. There is a thing. There's an ideology called post-nut clarity. I don't have the science behind it, but I'm telling you, it's real. Because whatever happens that causes us, our mind shuts off when the other monster comes up. And again, if you don't have self-control, it's almost like you black out. That's why some men sleep with women that they regret the next day. Again, it's a problem with us internally. And so we lose all logic when it comes to this moment, whatever. And again, it's reality, because Lee talks about all the time about, women and their attractiveness. Well, then all the clarity takes a longer time. You know what I'm saying? There are people in relationships that they wish they'd never been in just because they did not use common sense. So again, the reality is that men have this innate disease called post-nut clarity. And unfortunately, if you don't have a good handle on it, if you're a fool already, well, listen, it's even worse when you're stupid. So, that's just the reality.
Okay. Black, should your child be able to live the exact same lifestyle outside of your home as they do in your home? Is that fair for them to be living in Beverly Hills when they at your house and going to the hood to go to their mama's house, and you only have them every other weekend and in the summer?
You asked the wrong person that.
That's not realistic. But here's the answer that will shock you guys. I wish it was possible. I don't think that child asked to be here.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And now that child has to suffer for the decisions that you two adults made, that you decided at some point y'all not going to make it together. And I do think it's unfair if a child has a certain a modicum of lifestyle, and now that's broken and you're the breadwinner. So I wish it was possible. It's just not realistic. And so shame on any woman that puts herself in a position to where it's okay to be a housemaker, but in my opinion, that role is not meant for you to be taken care of for the rest of your life. But it's unfortunate because sometimes that's the effery and foolishness that the guy's able to sell their woman on, and you can sell somebody something they don't want to buy. And so my thing is, to hear her make these kind of demands is just not realistic. Now, I believe wholeheartedly that if she was with him for that period of time and over that length of time married, I'm talking marriage now, not dating, not jump off, but if you married and you was there when this person was building that income, I believe with 100% you are entitled to some equity in what was built during that time. Mm-hmm. For me, it doesn't matter that the person could be a comedian, you took home the children. It allowed him to go out there and do all of those things. And if you was that doting wife and taking care of the house and keeping him grounded, you deserve a share of it. Now, having said that, you can't come back a couple of years later feeling like that every time he makes an upgrade, you ought to get an upgrade too. This is where, unfortunately, the courts do get involved and they decide whatever they believe is fair. But I believe there should come to a point where for the wife, it should stop. But you as a father, as a parent, you owe the best life possible you can give to your child. Now, that means the woman has to pay to do her part too, in my opinion. So you can't sit back now, in my opinion, and think that he owes you $30,000, and to Brother Brenton's part, I'm very fortunate. I come from a time when it was passed down to me lessons so that the little head did not think the big head. And that's why some of the things I say come across so harshly. And that's because I've had some good pussy, thank God. But even then, I ain't never seen a cake come out of it. And I never saw stars flying around the room, even after I've got it. I've enjoyed it. And after Gwen said, there comes my poise head clarity comes with, the pussy was pretty good. Now you got to go. And so I've always thought, see why you looking at me like I'm crazy? But for me, I've always been able to make decisions with this head. This head go enjoy all this can, but after I stuff myself deep as I can, and leave my deposit in that fairy bank, after it's over with, got to go.
I'm sick of that. I don't need to know about that. I'm sick of that. Amen.
Amen, Kobe. Amen.
I think we had that one coming. But what I want to say to what I want to say to the dumbass hoes out there. If you're in a relationship with a man that makes $134,000 a week and your dumbass ain't learned how to invest it so that you easily get $30,000 a month without even trying, because you could easily be investing in stock. Shit, Britton sat here and he done gave us 2 or 3 in just a couple shows of things we can invest in. No dumb ass too busy buying $30,000 Birkin bags and going on cruises and getting ass shots and shit like that. That you ain't got enough good common goddamn sense to be able to take care of you when he trade your ass in for something younger, because you know he don't want you. You can't even spell bricks, you dumbass hoe. So I feel like if you leave her in the projects, that's what she get. He an idiot for flinging sperm like confetti, but she a dumbass for coming out of this broke. You let me get with a man that make $130,000 over. When he leave my ass in 10 years, do you think I'm gonna care? I'm not gonna give a damn, because I would have behind his back already bought a house nicer than the one we have, 2 or 3 cars nicer than the ones that we have, and I got a bank account somewhere overseas that he don't know about. I need to start a school for the dumb hoes. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to minding my business.
And you know what? That's a great name for that school too, Lady D. School for the dumb hoes. Make sure you trademark that. Get your LLC. Get that going.
Don't forget to read my new book, Real Talk.
Wait a minute. Yo, you just put that one in.
If you haven't been watching this show, Books by Us, I created my own book.
Wow, look
Lee
at you,
Black is
man.
for Real Talk.
Brother,
101.
You ain't told nobody nothing.
Wow. Okay. I need to take a break because we had a lot going on.
This is a test. This is only a test.
All right, listen. I'm gonna get to you in just a second, but yes, I know they're a 1-2 punch. I've already.
Let me ask Devin. Do we know how long that they were married? Do we know? Exhibit in this.
I don't know,
only,
but
okay.
I feel like even after 5 years, she should have been financially okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but to be a long enough time for her to be getting the 13 grand. So yeah, she was not very long actually. I mean,
all right. Well,
but yeah,
I've already got this marked down for at the end of the year. We will be talking about them two again. It's just always gonna be. So just know y'all coming up at the end of the year right here.
Black and I need to partner up at this point and start a school called Whole Wisdom University.
And Black then snuck that in, brother.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. When'd you do it?
HWU. Tell me that don't have a good ring to it, child.
Just a little highlight again. If you gotta watch the show, folks, y'all gotta watch the show to get educated here.
Yes,
the chapters are the essentials of the game, the art of seduction, drama queens and divas, hoe code, rules of engagement, how to spot a real hoe, the sippy cup society, dealing with the nasty, filthy, no good bitches, self-care for the a-hole. Folks, it's going down.
Wow.
Oh man, brother,
you gotta send me one of them books.
I'm gonna hit you on Messenger because I want we gotta do something live with you.
That's
talking about this new book.
We finna open up a book club now. Just go read it. No, I ain't reading that book.
I got to get the book, brother.
Crazy. That's what's up, man. That's cool.
The irony is, I swear on souls of my 2 brothers, it got delivered to my door tonight at 7:30.
That's what's up, man.
So where is it available? Where can you get?
I got to actually post it and make it available. So I went on that site and I created. Like I said, it's real, folks. It's
what's up.
I shit you not, bona fide. It's real.
Yes, sir.
And in case anybody's wondering, it's real. Dialogue. It's not no game.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. You
That's
got
what
to
we
post
do,
the
baby.
link so we can.
That's what we do, baby.
We got to do something live so we can talk about this.
That's what we do.
Sir.
Hey man, at least I got to get that 2%. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. You turned me on to this.
I did, man. Listen, that's right.
See,
no more
people
OnlyFans.
asking where can they get it?
Yes,
so
sir.
All right, bro. We gonna
That's
talk
it.
about that.
We making history, baby. TFG tonight. Now we have authors. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
all right.
for sure.
Now listen, just don't let your kids read it, please.
No, that's
Please don't let your kids read it. It is not appropriate. Read at your own risk. And listen, if you do an audible, I'm gonna do the reading. No, I can't. I go to hell. That's okay, because it'll be too late. I can't do it. Don't worry about it. We'll let him lead the readings on book. So anyway. All right, listen, y'all. I have a new segment I want to introduce to the family. And it's called Ask AI. It ain't going nowhere. And we might as well start using it because I don't trust nobody else hardly anyway. So might as well ask somebody who don't have a dog in the fight some of these questions that we want to ask. And so, as I rotate through some of the things we talk about, I just want to ask AI some questions. And so, hey, if y'all come up with some questions, you're like, let's ask AI. Well, let's do it. Put it in the chat, and we'll ask AI, and then we'll talk about it with the family. So, guess what my first question was to AI? AI, what are 5 lies that America tells about Black people? That was the first question I asked. And guess what? They said, sure, let me give you 5 misconceptions about Black people that America has shaped historically. Number 1, it says all Black people are inherently violent or criminals. It says this stereotype perpetuates the false narrative that Black individuals are more prone to criminal behavior, ignoring the complex social, economic, and historical factors that contribute to crime rates. What y'all think about that? Y'all agree?
I love it.
No, definitely agree.
Love it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Agree.
Again, we don't trust y'all no more. So we just gonna start asking the computer. So the second lie that AI says America tells about Black people is that Black culture is monolithic. And it says the idea that there is a single Black culture ignores the vast diversity within the Black community. Black people come from various backgrounds, cultures, and experiences, influenced by factors such as geography, socioeconomic status, and personal history.
AI is 2 for 2 right now.
You know what I'm saying?
2
Okay.
for 2. Mm-hmm.
3, it says Black people are less capable of achieving success. It says this lie stems from systematic inequalities and historical oppressions that suggest Black individuals are inherently less intelligent or capable. In reality, vast structural barriers, including educational disparities and economic inequalities, significantly impact opportunities for success.
Hey, 3 for 3. Yep.
Number 4, it says affirmative action is unfair to non-Black individuals.
Ooh, I love that.
Wow.
Let me read you what AI said.
Yeah, okay.
AI said, while affirmative action aims to level the playing field for historical marginalized groups, the misconception is that it unfairly disadvantages non-Black individuals. You can say white. I'm gonna say white because you don't want you mean white. It says this oversimplifies the issue by ignoring the systematic racism and discrimination that Black individuals continue to face in education and the workforce.
They batting 1,000.
All right. And lastly, when we ask AI, what are the 5 lies that America tells about Black people? It says all Black people share the same political views. They do not. It says there is a stereotype that suggests all Black people identify with a particular political ideology or party. In truth, the Black community is politically diverse with varying perspectives and beliefs influenced by personal experiences, education, religion, and socioeconomic status.
I think that one could be debatable, but I agree with it.
Okay.
Because I still think the majority of African Americans in America probably are predominantly blue, but I think it's changed over the last 20 years though. I do. So I think it's debatable, but I do agree. I do agree with it though.
Yeah. Go ahead, Blake. What you got?
Let me tell you why I love this what you just shared with your audience and this audience. So what I love about it so much. I don't know if you guys caught the NAACP awards.
No, I did.
This weekend. I didn't watch the show, but I watched the highlights, the bits and pieces. And it was the first public appearance for Kamala Harris.
I heard.
And
I heard her.
I was proud of her
Yeah,
and
me
how
too.
she represented herself.
Mhm.
And in short, I'm tying this to what you just shared with us.
Mhm.
White people, I'm with you, Brenton. We're not going to pussyfoot around with the colloquialism. White people,
Mhm.
they so badly want to erase Black people in our history from the annals
Everywhere.
of time. And
Yeah.
that's where, the critical thinking theory comes in. That's the whole impetus behind this movement of Prop 25 and the DEI and all those things. But what I love about what you just shared is, no matter how hard you try,
Yes, sir.
even artificial intelligence is
Can see
always
it.
going to tell the truth.
Come on, sir.
And it's shedding a light to a truth that you can't bury. And Kamala talked about the fact that we're just in a bump in the road. In a weird way, folks, this election may have done us some good. I think for the last 20 years, to your point, Brother Kenny, we've written along as if we had overcome. To a certain extent, we probably thought we was the Jeffersons. We moving on up. We had, in our lifetime, we got an African-American president, and we had a woman and a Black woman president. Maybe some of us thought that we had overcome. And social media overpowers what we see and what we hear in such a way that it had relegated the NAACP to almost a non-existent entity.
Mhm.
For many people, they thought that it wasn't needed. And lo and behold, maybe this is what needs to re-energize and remobilize us to recognize that the struggle never went anywhere. And AI is telling you these misconceptions that they're trying to sell, it's behind it is fear. Because I've been saying this for the longest, and we're going to keep saying it on this platform. We are the most dynamic people on the face of the planet. And AI just told us we don't all culturally think the same, act the same, speak the same. We are the most diverse group, the most talented. And if you took away our innovations and contributions to society, there would be no contributions to society. We would go back in the Stone Ages. And I'm proud to even share with you guys, I'm holding a Black History Summit on my job on Wednesday to share these very things with the people I work with, because for some of them, I'm the only representation that they'll ever get.
Ever come in contact with. Yeah.
And we
That's
got to
what's
do what we got to do.
Mm.
That's what's up, man. So again, not only do we have a good time, but we like to educate each other because knowledge is power. And so again, we're gonna ask AI because again, we don't trust y'all. we don't trust y'all media, we don't trust y'all social media. So we'll just ask this computer to just tell us what it thinks. And again, it's getting the information that y'all keep trying to keep away from everybody and pretend that it ain't real. And so there will be more questions being asked as we go on through the year. But I thought that was a good segment that we just gonna ask AI.
I liked it. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
liked
that.
it.
All right, so there'll be more questions asked. I'll get Lee to come up with a question. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. He wrote a book. You know he can come up with a question.
My goodness. Yes. All right. So listen, our Black Love series. I mean, it's kind of funny. We organically just talking about these things, and I had something, but I felt like this would be a little bit more fitting for me. I wasn't feeling the other one yet, so I got to come up with some more stuff. But money, as it pertains to relationships. So I want to ask, in relationships, how important is money on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I got a few questions I want to ask us to get to. In your opinion, and I'm talking about a intimate relationship, you and your significant other. How would you rate money as important when it comes on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being none at all, 10 being, of course, we annihilating it? How important, sister? How important is money to your relationship?
In the beginning of relationships, we like to lie and say it's like 2 or 3, but the truth is, it's more like 9 or 10.
Okay, 9 or 10. All right. Yep. And in your perspective, what is 10 saying to you? What does 10 mean? Like, we can't do nothing. It don't
money. No, for me, it means money literally will make or break a relationship.
Oh, yep, that's okay. Kenny, 1 to 10. What y'all think?
So you saying 1 being least important and 10
Yes.
being very important?
Correct. Brittany says 8.
For me, Brittany says 8. For me, it's a 3.
Okay.
It's always been a 3.
I love us. Tell me why it's a 3 for you.
Because I guess, when you think about your background, I ain't never really had a bunch of money.
Yes. Okay.
That's all.
No, because you may get in one of my questions. So just hold on. Yes, okay. That's right. That's exactly what I'm saying, brother.
It's difficult. That's a difficult question for me. So I guess the quick answer, because I want to hear where you're going to go with the next. If you asked me this question 30 years ago, it would have been a 4. But at 57 years old, it's a 10.
Okay, so I got to get both then. Why was it 4 when you were younger?
When I was young,
don't get me long. Don't give me a question.
Right, no.
Okay, all right.
So when I was right, I'll keep it short.
Okay.
When I was young, my relationship, serious ones, was based on love. It's not based on that. It's not based on that now.
Yes. Okay. All right. Listen, y'all. I'm going into the operating room because I got the best people on the planet to talk. All right. So listen, with your perspective, this is my question. Then does money play a part in conflict? Does it help arguments, or would it put a strain on arguments more? And again, this is going to be different, right? Because everybody's already seeing it from a different lens. So again, I'll give more elaboration. Would arguments be a lot more easier for you if you had money versus arguing and you don't have no money?
Absolutely, for me.
Okay, sister, what you think?
When the salaries were very uneven, like visibly uneven, arguments were much more difficult. Or when we were struggling as a unit, arguments were more plentiful and much more difficult. But when you're financially stable, I could say in my current situation, we don't argue about money.
Right. And Kenny, from your perspective, would money play? Would it play a part in conflicts?
It definitely depends on the playing, the level of playing field. Like Lady D said, it depends on the disparity between incomes.
Right.
If someone is making more money than the others, I probably could say that the arguments are going to be a whole lot more intense coming from the one that's making the most money. So if you're on the same level, if you both making kind of the same salary, I think then the arguments are going to be a little bit more. You're going to be hearing one another. Put it that way,
right? In
my opinion.
Brittany says money make the world go round, but more money, more problems. See, now we're on this seesaw, and I'm finna get there. But Black, you said for you, yeah. Did you want to elaborate? Or you good where you at?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to Brittany, and I got to do my Diddy dance. More money, more problems. I'm too fat to really do it now.
That won't age well.
No, those are problems. Brittany, those are problems I welcome now. Financing wouldn't be one of them. I'm open to being able to deal with the other stuff. Having said that, and I talked about this on my platform on Saturday, things have changed for me. My perspective and relationships, what I'm willing to concede and look for now. So for me now, if money is not an issue, and again, it's at a 10 for me at this stage, because shout out to Kanye West, I ain't searching for a broke bitch. So at this stage, and I don't need her to give me nothing. But having said that, I ain't trying to support you. I'm way past trying to support your dreams and shit like that. If you ain't where you supposed to be at this stage, you ain't gonna get there anyway. So some bitch talking about she still want to be a rapper and this, that.
That's hard.
Look, at this stage of our life, you need to be able to support and equal what I'm bringing to the table. And you ain't even got a life for y'all that much, because bitch, I don't want you to live with me at this stage. Just knock me down a little bit, a couple of times, and we're gonna be happy.
This is a test.
You gotta let him breathe, y'all. Yeah, get out before 3 a.m. That's next book by Lisa. You gotta be out by 3 a.m. Okay, listen. That's him.
Yeah.
No matter what. All right, so here it is. Oh, we don't argue about money. It's not the main factor. And again, okay, I got one more. And I'm gonna hold it up right there. So here it is. What's the deal then when it comes to the balance between making money or spending time with your family? What's up with this? What is this about then? Who's making the determination? Like, I need to go make money, or I need to be family. Me say, I want daddy, or I want mama. But mama and daddy say, no, I got to go make the money. Yeah. So what's the dynamic here? Go ahead.
So that's where, for me, if money is not an issue, and I rank it at 10 at this stage, you have no excuses not to give your time. But when you're in a circumstance where you have that mentality, you got to get out on the grind and you got to go get it and this, that, and the other. Now you're sacrificing that time and taking away from children. You know, now again, my situation is different because I don't like children anyway. So that wouldn't even be a part of it. But I'm just saying, you know, for people who are in that circumstance, you know, if you are at the same equal level where you can't legitimately say that you're going out and spending that excessive amount of time because you're grinding. If you have a nice roof over your head, you have adequate transportation, but where it becomes a problem when you want to keep upping the ante and that I got this car, so now I got to get a better car. I got to get a bigger house. I got to get a this, that, and the other. There has to come a point where enough is enough to be satisfied. So when money becomes a root, the love of money, I should say, becomes a root of all evil, that's where it becomes a problem. And so for me at this stage, the time factor, that's the whole point. I want somebody that's done all of that. It has the financial stability that's my whole point. I don't want to hear about you spending time with your grandkids and your kids. When you come here, we going somewhere, it's about us, you know, because again, you're financially stable enough to be able to go where you want to go, eat what you want to eat, and do those things where we're spending that time.
Yeah. Sister, what you thinking about that?
I mean, believe it or not, I kind of spend less than I did back in the day when I made less. I'm a lot more comfortable with, like, I literally just got on to my daughter the other day because she was talking about money. She was getting back with taxes, and she was talking about going to get a $75 Coach belt. And I said, have you lost your freaking mind? And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, I just got 3 belts last week from Amazon for $12. And I can afford a $75 Coach belt. You cannot. What are we doing here? Make this make sense to me. But at the same time, I get what I want when I want it. Mm-hmm. But I've learned how to balance the two. You know, I cook at home. I got onto another daughter because she blows so much money doing Uber Eats when she could easily cook. It's just her. It's just little things like that. I think with age, like I say, it comes wisdom. And I have just learned what's more important. People think we go broke because we travel a lot. Well, guess what? We have Hilton credit cards and American Airlines credit cards. So a lot of times things we do don't really cost no money. If I'm being honest, it's all points and miles. I mean, you just have to learn how to do things the right way.
Y'all better stay out of her pocket. Stay out of her pocket. Kenny, what you thinking about that part?
I kind of want to piggyback on what Brother Black was talking about, chasing the bag. And we talked about this on his show Saturday. And I think chasing the bag, someone did give me an Instapot. Okay.
That's fun.
That's fun. I think the biggest thing is even in your marriage or whatever, everybody's gonna chase the bag, because guess what? Enough is never enough. No matter how much money you make, enough is never enough. And the reason why I say that is when you came from I ain't gonna say I came from the mud, but I ain't really never had a lot of money. So what I consider money is going to be different for everybody. So I can be comfortable with a certain amount, and I'm cool with that, But again, we in that chase that bag society, so you still got to have more enough, and then love suffers. So that's kind of how I look at it. So that's the conundrum that I'm in.
Yeah. We may have to do this with Black Love series because there's so much more I can go into this.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack with this.
Yeah.
And this is the main one, I think, that single men, as me and Black, single men, this is the main issue that we have with dating. It's about money.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, okay, we'll get to it in Black Love series, and we'll come up with this. But I want to say this. I'm going to quote a lyric from the OJs. It says, "The almighty dollar, don't let money change you." I don't really like that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, it's gonna change if you get it.
Well, here's the reality. It's actually not gonna change you. It's gonna expose you.
Oh.
Yes, sir. It's going to expose you because the reality is that, yes, when we talk about conflict, money does massage the difficulties back because guess what? If you can get in an argument with your other and you got money, you can go mind your business. You can go satisfy yourself somewhere else. You can go make yourself feel better. What y'all call it, sister? Shopping therapy, whatever y'all call that, right? You have retail therapy, that is, right? And so again, but when you ain't got none, it makes matters worse. And then when it comes to dealing with your family, like y'all said, everything depends. We all had different numbers. Well, maybe you two had the same number, but you had a number at a certain age. Kenny had a certain number now. Everybody, you got to know your person. I'm gonna just tell you, you just better know your person because money ain't changing nothing about them. It just brings who they are to the forefront. And so I want you to be careful because while you want him to love on you, he worried about that money. Or while you want her to love on you, she worried about that money. So again, I'll say this and I'm done. Make sure that the person you with love you more than they love money. Because they'll always put that money first before you. Exposure.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah. So again, I think we pinched the skin off that meat. We didn't even get to it good. So I think this is
the bone yet.
Nah, not nowhere near it. Well, we didn't get nowhere near it, but we'll get to it later on in the year. But ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. My brother, I'll just let the theme speak for itself and listen. I
promise you can't make this up. For the folks that don't know, I don't ever look at the topics ahead of time. I know what I'm going to talk about, and so yeah, let's talk about that other head.
Oh boy,
thank you, Carol.
Well, CC. Oh,
all right, but it's a serious topic, because it's coming from me. It's not what you think. Not truly what you think. And this was going to be my subject last week anyway, and I thought it important enough to keep it. Dwayne Wade ended up having a health scare recently. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Yeah.
He discovered that his urine stream was weak, and he's an athlete, top body. He's still in peak condition. If you've seen Dwayne Wade, the former NBA player, and ultimately he found out that he had, cancer scare, and where, he was able to catch it in time and get treated, things like that. So anyway, in keeping with Black history, but also sharing, this is a topic that we, especially as Black men, but I want this to go to women as well, but I'm talking about Black people. Black people have the highest death rate for cancer overall. And I'm sure, like you, cancer has touched members of your family. It has touched mine deeply, and we're still dealing with it on a regular basis. My brother-in-law, Harold, was recently hospitalized because he had a prostate cancer scare. My sister, Juanita, was recently hospitalized because they were afraid that her cancer of the stomach was coming back. So I wanted to kind of talk about some things that Black people have a lower overall 5-year cancer survival rate than white people. And I want to just share some statistics with you guys that Black African-American males were 1.8 times and 1.7 times respectively more likely to have new cases of stomach and prostate cancer than non Hispanic white males. Black American females were more than 2 times as likely to be diagnosed with stomach cancer than non-Hispanic white males. Some even scarier numbers is that Black men have a 67% higher prostate cancer incident rate than white men. Black women have a 38% higher likelihood of dying from breast cancer compared to white women. Folks, these numbers are staggering. The mortality rates are eating us up. So what do? Early detection is the key. Having open and honest conversations about things that may be uncomfortable. And for those who watch this show who may be wondering, prostate, you hear the funny stories and you see it depicted on comedy and things like that. Well, guys, in particular, the prostate is a small walnut-shaped gland located in the male reproductive system below the bladder and in front of the rectum. And yeah, to test for it, they have to insert through your rectum. And these are things that have to happen. And so I wanted to encourage my brothers in particular. I've said it before, but I'm going to keep saying it. Build your relationship with your primary care physician. If you don't have one, get you one, folks. We're dying, and you don't have to be 70s and 80s anymore. You look up, and we are dying in our 40s and 50s. All because we don't get tested, and we don't talk about this, and we don't share this with men, and we don't have these conversations about what's going on with our bodies in the same way that at least women do. I see women having healthy conversations and encouraging one another to get their breasts checked and things like that. But fellas, it's not dirty to have conversations below the waist, and it don't always have to be about sticking and jiving. It needs to be real conversations about, as we're getting older, about our changing habits and things that we may deem sometimes a little uncomfortable. But if you're not comfortable initially talking to a doctor, talk to a friend. And we as friends encourage one another that, hey man, that don't sound right. That's not normal. Go get that checked out. Because at the end of the day, folks, if you want to recognize that we only make up 13, 14% of the population, when you start delving even deeper into those numbers, Black men versus Black women, and we're talking about the ones that's incarcerated on drugs, HIV, this and other, there's a small population of folks. We're an endangered species, whether we want to admit it or not. And so I'm encouraging my brothers in particular to start having these open conversations with each other, with your counterparts, breaking it down to the younger generation so that they can understand as well, because we're not passing this information along to one another. And at the end of the day, like my brother Kenny always say, I want to see us win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So get that other head checked out for sure. 100%.
Very important message.
Carol says we need to stop being afraid to address the need to take better care of ourselves. I get my annuals done yearly, and I see my primary every 3 months. I thank God I had a scare 25 years ago. Wow. Yeah. Glad to hear you. Glad to see you on. There's a lot of miracles, I'm sure, on with us right now. They could say something didn't feel right. Yeah. So again, fear does keep us away. I think that same fear keeps us from investing. The same fear does a lot of things to us. Absolutely. So we just got to change our mentality, ladies and gentlemen. Change your mentality, please. So it is. What's up, Daddy? What you say? Priorities need to be discussed. Yes, that is true.
Yeah, Mr. Haynes.
There's a lot of conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. There's a lot of conversations that need to be had by people, and they don't refuse. They would just refuse to have them. But listen, y'all, it's been a great show. Devin, she just left us because she said her internet went out. So, but she wanted me to tell y'all.
Yeah, we saw it. Yeah, she froze. I was like, okay, she froze.
Yeah, she gone. But she wanted y'all to know that y'all be. She wanted me to tell the women, you know how she refers to y'all. She said good night, and she said be waiting for the new university for you guys to sign up for.
Okay.
So that is. So, gentlemen, as we get out of here, I have but one more thing to say. It's final thoughts time. And so therefore, again, great show today. Always appreciate you, gentlemen, and Devin. And so we'll go ahead and start with my brother, as always, Brother Kenny, because you just don't want to go behind these two anymore.
Well, so, I ain't got to worry about one.
Yeah. Right.
I just want to say, man, I appreciate that black segment. You know, Irv Gotti was the name. You know, he was talking. I'm thinking about Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
You don't know, he passed away last week. Well, a couple of weeks ago. He was only 54 from diabetes, man. And he had a stroke, and he refused to go to the doctor, according to his older brother. He refused to go to the doctor. He refused to take his insulin to control his diabetes. And now he is no longer here, and he's got his three children here to mourn the loss of their father, who, if he would have went to the doctor, he would still be here. And not only going to the doctor, being obedient, following what they're telling you. Now, again, doctors ain't gonna always be right, but most of the time they're gonna steer you in the right direction.
That's right.
So, you know, I thought about him as well. And I also want to, you know, salute another legendary singer that didn't get a lot of accolades, Roberta Flack, in my mind. She passed away today at the age of 88. You know, most people know the Fugees song, Killing Me Softly. They remade it, but I still believe Roberta Flack's version was better. It's in my mind. Not no disrespect to the Fugees, but I just think her version was better. So I want to definitely say, you know, peace be upon her, and to, you know, condolences to her and her family. And we lost another icon in the black music genre. But before I get out of here, I gotta be petty. I gotta give a man code violation. Gotta be petty. Tony Martinez. If you don't know who Tony Martinez is, he is the husband of the woman that was letting Steve Smith Sr. of the NFL Network run post routes and deep routes and curls all up and down through her.
Yes, sir.
And my man code violation, Mr. Martinez, is keep that in-house. You made yourself look like a sucker posting those text messages and that phone call on X.
Yeah.
Brother, your wife was creeping, and you beefing with Steve Smith Sr.
That's it.
You need to check your wife, bro.
That's it.
Keep that in the house.
That's
on you.
Yeah.
This didn't help your cause. Now,
No.
if you want to embarrass Steve Smith Sr., I get it. But at the end of the day, as a man, come on, bro. It ain't about the dude. It's about your woman. So anyway, I give Tony Martinez my man code violation for 2025. That's my final thoughts.
I'm telling you, I'd rather you go boycott for 24 hours and do something stupid like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I feel about that. All right, go ahead, Black.
I want to end my segment with Brother Brenton. Please do a part 2 to your money segment. As you mentioned, there's a lot of meat on that bone. So I want to end my segment by talking about me in particular, how I had to change my relationship with money as I've aged. And as we're facing a lot of uncertainty with the washout from these 100 days. So I want to talk to my people, re-examine your relationship with money. I love what you said, Brother Kenny, that, we always grinding, you know, and we always, you know, we want better. But I had to, as I was aging, my brother Kenny, he said something on my platform that really resonated with me. And I don't know if you know how much it really hit me, Brother Kenny, the other week when you said that, you know, you recognize, I'm paraphrasing here, that you probably ain't gonna never make the kind of money you used to make. And I had to think about that as well. In my 20s and 30s, I was always chasing this, that, and the other. And I had to come to the realization that as I'm aging, I had to lower my expectations. Now, that didn't change what I want and what I need. So I had to make some serious changes and change my relationship with money. And for those that don't know, I make a decent living. I don't make the kind of money I made a couple of years ago. But in order to still maintain the quality of life that I have and to be happy, I downsized from the apartment I was living in Buckhead. I spend over $400 less in rent. I eliminated my car note. That's another $400 less. And here's the funny part. I don't say that in any way to brag. I still live the same quality of life, and I act like that $800 doesn't exist. I don't even look at it. Because I had to change how I look at money and the things that I want and the things that I need. And Brother Kenny, I want you to do this segment again because it's probably a different story for a single person and we have unique things that I'm sure that y'all have unique things. And it's a very scary thing to be a single aging African-American male with no counterpart. And we have to think about finances in a different way. And for that reason, Brother Brandon, I want you to bring this back.
We'll pick it back up next week. I would, y'all know me, I really enjoy reading the scriptures. And so I just want to tell y'all something, because Lee makes a great point. There's one thing the Bible talks about quite often, and that's the word wisdom. And wisdom in the Bible, I think it's Luke chapter 10, verse 19, if I'm not mistaken. It says that wisdom will always produce results. And so if you carry that with you and you read the book of Proverbs, it tells you what wisdom, how you benefit by using wisdom. But I want you to understand, if you want to know that if you're using wisdom properly, just ask yourself, are you producing results? Because if you're not producing results, you're not using wisdom. Lee just gave y'all about 3 or 4 results that he's having. Right. Why? Because he's using wisdom. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's produce wisdom. Let's use wisdom so that we can produce results, because we're going to need it this year for the next 4. Y'all better get with it.
For sure.
Wisdom is the principal thing, 100%. Daddy. We're just trying to help. And again, these white folks are learning a whole different a different reality than we are. We ahead of the game. I'm trying to tell y'all how to survive this thing. Okay, they on something else right there. They got to recover from that.
They about to lose their damn mind.
Yes, sir. That self-inflicted blow. All right, that ain't my final thought, because y'all know I got something to talk about. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. My brothers, my sister gone, so she can't answer this. But let me ask you a question. What sign would you say never ignore? A red flag, a sign. I'm saying like stop, huh?
Stop sign.
A stop sign, huh?
Yes, sir.
So, I'm talking about in the relationship world. What sign would you never ignore, or is most dangerous to ignore? What would you think?
A woman's silence.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Don't never ignore the sign of a woman's silence.
Ooh,
yes,
like
sir. Okay.
Them texts and messages after 12 a.m.
That's chapter 5 in this book, y'all. Always over here promoting. Just shameless. Just shameless promoting. Yeah. She said, I can attest to that. I know that's right. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, the most dangerous sign that you better not ever ignore may look a little something like this.
Good. Well, giddy up, cowboy.
I'm telling you.
That's all I can say.
Listen, I don't know if he wanted to fly blind boys from Alabama or something, because I don't know how you didn't see that sign, Doc. But listen, the most dangerous sign that you could ever, that you should never ignore is the one that's sitting right there in front of your face.
That's what Festus get.
Yes, sir. It will put you on your buttocks, sir. Ma'am.
Good,
so please never ignore the signs that's sitting right in front of your face. Okay.
Right.
If you're not familiar with the Occam's razor, it is to always address the obvious.
Yep.
And never try to make it bigger than what it is. So listen, Occam's razor. If the answer is, if it's obvious, then it's got to be the right answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So take all that with you. We did a good job today, man. That's gonna be some good feeling conversations we having. All right, so listen, that's Kenny and that's Lee, and Devin already left, but we'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.
Peace out.